Hi everyone, my name's Dimitri and welcome back to DimitriTube. Today we are going over the top 10 looks at the Primetime Emmys because as you all know, in true Hollywood fashion, it's not about who you are, but what you wear. So go ahead and pound that like button and let's get started. So overall, this Primetime Emmys seems very tame from what I've seen on Twitter. I didn't watch the show, I just looked at the outfits after. I guess no one really cares much unless you get slapped in the face. Now for this list slash ranking, whatever you want to call it, keep in mind I'm doing it based on the outfits and the outfits alone. I do not care how famous you are. If the outfit's not giving, it's not giving. Now keep in mind, all of the outfits for the Emmys were absolutely amazing, but for this channel, this is not America's Next Best Friend. So there can only be one Supreme and only one outfit can make the top slot. And if any of this offends you, just remember I am a no-name guy speaking on the internet, and I am as far as you possibly could be from actually being on this red carpet. And one last thing before we get started, a lot of people were questioning why the Emmys was on a Monday and not a Sunday. Normally it does air on Sundays, but they didn't want to interfere with NFL football, so they decided to do it on Monday this year. Okay, now let's dive into the outfits. Now, for these rankings, I based it on 4 different things: over the topness, standing out, creativity, and femininity, girliness. I like the over-the-top, super girly outfits, so keep that in mind when I'm going through these rankings. First up in the 10th spot is Kaylee Cuoco in this pink Dolce & Gabbana gown with floral patterns. I love the color of this dress. It's bright and it's so much fun, and I love the different shades of pink and the florals in the front. She definitely stands out, and this garment definitely stood out on the red carpet in general. And then the silhouette of the dress is like slightly 80s to me. The top half is almost like a tank top fit, but then the bottom is like a poofy skirt. So it just reminds me of like the 80s a little bit. And then I like how it's short in the front, but then there's a long train in the back. It's definitely different. And overall, she just looks amazing in this. I think it was a good choice. Next in the 9 spot is Linney. This dress was so unique, and I liked how conservative the dress was. A lot of the gowns this year were very sexy, but I like how Laura took a more conservative route, but this dress still shows off her silhouette very well. And the dress is white, but it's not like a paper white. It's almost like a creamy white with ruffles at the top lined with black, and then like a black belt at the waist, and then matching ruffles below that. And then the dress continues to a floor-length gown with a small train in the back, and I really like this outfit. This dress is just so unique and so different from what everyone else is wearing, and she looks amazing. And not only that, it shows off her silhouette very well, so I just had to put this one in the 9 spot. Next at the 8 spot is Sammi Hanrady, and this dress looks so good on her. I love the color. So this dress is green, but it's almost like a gold green. And I apologize if that's wrong. My color blindness is acting up a little. It may just be the material of the dress that makes me feel like it has a hint of gold in it. So the dress hangs in the neck and then goes down to her waist in some folds, and then the folds continue to the rest of the dress, and it gives the dress lines, and it's sleeveless and it shows off her bust, and I do think it looks really good. And in the middle of the dress is a tiny, really skinny belt that ties in the middle, and it gives her some shape. And just the way all the lines come down, it really catches your eye, and I do think this was a great choice. And above the waist, the dress is giving party up top, but then below it's giving ball gown. So I just really like that. At the 7th spot is Purnell. She is wearing this sparkly powder blue halter dress. It ties at the top at the neck, and then in the middle there's a gap that makes almost like a teardrop effect. And to me, from the waist up, especially with the hair and the makeup, it looks very Studio 54, and I just think this was a really good choice. She definitely looks different compared to a lot of the guests at this Emmys, but she still looks absolutely amazing. It looks a little retro, but it's a very good choice. And the dress is very form-fitting. It shows off her silhouette and she looks really good. Okay, next up is our first honorable mention. This outfit did not quite make our top 10, but I still do want to talk about it. It is Quinta Brunson in this bronze Dolce & Gabbana gown. So don't get me wrong, Quinta looks absolutely amazing, and I love how waist up, it's almost giving like a chest plate effect, and I really like the design. It's creative. But for me, she just didn't make the 10 spot because I wish she wore something that popped more. So in person, I'm sure this dress looks even better, but just from a camera standpoint, because I've only seen videos and photos of this dress, I really feel like she should have worn something that just pops more. And especially since she won her first Emmy later, I kind of wish she wore something that was brighter and possibly even more over the top. Moving back to the countdown, in the 6th slot is Alexandra Daddario in this Dior Haute Couture gown. Alexandra's gown is light pink and it's sheer and it's beaded throughout its one shoulder. This dress is very sexy, but it's also kind of whimsical at the same time, and I just really like it. And just in this dress, she just looked so comfortable and like she was having so much fun wearing it. No choice but to stand. Next at the 5 slot is HeYeon Jung. I apologize if I did not pronounce that name correctly, but she is wearing a Louboutin gown with a matching clutch. The gown is black with a ton of pastel type colors mixed in, and it forms this like Tetris type pattern, and it also looks to have different textures as well. And she pairs it with a black clutch, and she also has a black bob hairstyle with a headpiece in the middle. And for me, the dress with this clutch with the hair, something about it just works. And not only that, there's a long slit at the side to give it some sexy. And overall, this was just a great choice. She looks absolutely amazing, and her body is to the 9s right now. She is serving as skinny and she looks good. Next at the 4 slot is Zendaya. She is wearing this gorgeous black Valentino gown. So the top of the dress is basically a tiny black bustier with a bow in the middle and then 2 flaps over top. And then it leads into the rest of the gown, which is black, and it poofs out and it follows some of the lining from the top of the gown. And Zendaya looks absolutely amazing. It's Zendaya, no surprise. And not only does the bottom of the dress puff out, but it puffs out a lot compared to what you're seeing on the waist. So it creates a very dramatic effect, but it keeps Zendaya's really thin shape. And it's strapless, it shows off those beautiful shoulders, and then paired with the hair, she looks really good. Now, if you're watching this video, some of y'all may have chosen to place Zendaya higher, but for this countdown, I just simply didn't place her higher because I've seen her in more exciting gowns. And don't get me wrong, she looks absolutely amazing, and this dress is definitely a stun, but I feel like this is almost a little tame compared to what we normally get from her on red carpets. Next, if you've made it this far in the video, please go ahead and pound that like button and help me out in the YouTube algorithm. Now, before we move on to the top 3, I do have one more honorable mention. It is Hannah Waddingham. Hannah is wearing this beautiful pink dress. From the waist up, it's like a bustier, no sleeves, and from the waist down, it's almost like a floor-length ballerina skirt. This dress is just really cute. It's fun, it's whimsical, and I definitely wanted to mention it for the countdown. But I will say I do have one read. She paired this dress with flats, and I didn't like that. It felt like she didn't want to do the whole assignment. She said she wanted to be comfortable for the Emmys, but let's be real, the Emmys is not about comfort, it's about fashion. But I will give her a pass, because as she was walking the red carpet, you couldn't see her shoes, so I'll let that slide. Moving back to the countdown, at the 3 spot is Amanda Seyfried in this Armani Privé gown. Amanda's gown is pink and sleeveless. It's floor length, and it looks like it's jeweled throughout. I'm not quite sure what the material is, but she looks amazing. And then at the top, there's like a little bit of fish netting, and overall, this definitely gives a mermaid effect, and I just really love this gown. It's really pretty, it's bright, and she definitely stands out. Next, in the number 2 slot is Rhea Seehorn. She's wearing a Georges Chakra couture gown, and she looks absolutely amazing. I love this dress, especially the color. I believe it's red, but my colorblindness may be acting up. But whatever color it is, it's a very pretty shade of that color. And then the waist up, it's sleeveless, and it almost looks like it's painted on. It's very cute, but also very sexy. This is also very creative. No one at the awards ceremony is wearing a dress like this. And this dress is just so pretty. It's so unique. The design is very random, but it's so gorgeous, and the color just looks so good on her. I think this dress was an amazing choice. And finally, you have made it through the video to the number 1 spot, and for number 1, I am giving it to Christina Ricci in this beautiful Fendi gown. Christina was wearing this floor-length gown with different hues of gold with a matching clutch. This gown draped over her body, and it fit her like a glove. She looks so sexy in this. And overall, this dress is just so pretty. It's so unique. Nobody on the red carpet is wearing anything close to this, and she looks so good. And I really love the different hues of gold throughout the dress. It just looks so good on camera. When I looked at the photos and the videos of the red carpets the next day, this dress screamed, "Look at me." And not only that, the dress is just so over the top, and then paired with the black bob, she just looks so good. I had to give her the number 1 slot. And that is all I have for you today. Do you agree with my top 10? What were your top 3 outfits for the Primetime Emmys? Let me know below in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please pound that like button, pound that subscribe subscribe button and ring that notification bell so I can continue to make videos like this in the future if you enjoyed them. I cannot wait to see y'all again in the future for the next fashion function. So until then, it's goodbye for now. Have a good one. Bye.